Hey everybody, what's going on? It's the Pocket Moggers here. We're gonna mog the Squirtle line today. Gonna talk about all the things that make this Squirtle so great. He really is a hero and a half shell here. So where do you start? Well, you start at the beginning, of course. The very first water starter here, it's Squirtle. Squirtle is adorable. I mean, just absolutely precious. Um, I love the coloring that they used. I do like the blue used in the watercolor line a little better. Over here on the right hand side, that illustration, and I like the red eyes too. But it's just as charming as it always has been. Like I say in this little panel here, I really do wish there was more squirrel in Squirrel Turtle here. It's got the squirrel tail, sure, but I don't know. There's just too much turtle to squirrel, in my opinion. Um, there will be turtles all over the Pokemon sort of looking for the Pokemon series, the Pokemon franchise, and many of them will be water type, just like Squirtle here. It is a shame for them because they are all going to get mogged by these guys. The Squirtle line went hard early and kind of puts all the other turtles to shame. Okay, so here we are at what I consider the most awkward of the middle starter evolutions. War Turtle is cool. I actually do like the fact that it goes a little harder with the squirrel side of things, getting the fluffy ears and the big long tail like older squirrels have. But it just it's got a problem that I can't really talk about right now with its line, where it's kind of a uh, it well, it doesn't really pivot, but it promises something that gets pivoted out, and that is the squirrel theme that I was just talking about. Um, it just doesn't pay off as you're about to see, and it makes War Turtle look uh like a Frankenstein, like a chimera that was built and then just ignored, afterwards. And also, I just don't get the name. I assume it's Warrior Turtle, right? But what does that have to do with its theme in any way, shape, or form? What? Why didn't you continue the squirrel theme that you were drawing on with the names localization team? I just don't. Anyway, whatever. So here we are talking about what I was trying to get at, but couldn't really talk about too much until you saw the final picture here. Blastoise is so freaking cool. It really is. It's just awesome. But like, it has nothing to do with War Turtle at all. It's got a turtle tail. It's got turtley limbs. It's got a turtle mouth. It does have pointy ears, I guess, like War Turtle. But they're blue. They're not made out of hair or feathers or whatever that is coming out of War Turtle. Um, and it just doesn't like what happened, How did these things connect? Like I said down here, did the ears become the cannons? Like what are they connected to? But that being said, they absolutely cooked, right? This thing is amazing, and I applaud the American marketers who looked at Blastoise and said we should put this thing on the cover instead of Venusaur, because I think especially to American kids, Blastoise just kind of has a little more oomph, a little more impact. And like I said here, the water cannon thing was such a good move that they just copied it a few generations later with Volcanion. So that's cool. So the impact of Squirtle and its evolutionary line is hard to ignore. Ash Ketchum used a Squirtle as one of his signature Pokemon in the first game. Squirtle has been featured owned by several Pokemon trainers in the show, several important ones, including Gary Oak, Ash's rival. It was his starter Pokemon. Squirtle is used in the Super Smash Bros. Games as one of Red's teammates, one of the playable characters under the Pokemon Trainer banner. Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise have merchandise up the wazoo. They're everywhere. You see them. Squirtle has these awesome Gurren Lagann-esque glasses in the anime that I just love. Gives him so much personality. The only issue that I have is that Wartortle is our squirrel-headed stepchild. There's just not nearly as much stuff for Wartortle as there is for the other two. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 just because one of the three is very underrepresented. Blastoise's stats are absolutely dominating the mean here. There's no mean mugging going on here. There's a mean mugging going on here, and then a smackdown because Blastoise is just coming over and pulverizing the mean into dust. Um, it's got some great utility. Well, better than average utility in moves like Rapid Spin and Haze and Scald and Icy Wind and Roar, toxic even in earlier games, but it's just not enough to add up to something really special. That 100 defense and 105 special defense with 79 HP is good. That 85 special attack, swap that special attack and HP would be better. And it's that 78 speed is just awkward. Be faster, be slow. Pokemon, especially in the turn-based Pokemon competitive scene, a middling speed is a death sentence. You want to be one or the other. You want to be fast or you want to be slow. Um, but without the ability to recover health, and especially with abilities that just don't help, torrent boosting its water moves is nice, I guess. I mean, it just doesn't do anything for it. It boosts its water moves when its health is low, but it's not fast and it's not the bulkiest thing in the world. So when its health is low, it's probably out on the next turn. And that 79 special attack, oh, I'm sorry, 85. See, I switched them around. I got them mixed up. That 85 special attack still, it's just not enough to pack a punch. Um, its hidden ability, Rain Dance, can help it gain HP back in the rain. And back in Black and White version, when weather effects were permanent, Blastoise being able to heal with the rain repeatedly without end was a good thing. But now that weather only lasts at most 8 turns, even that isn't really something Blastoise can take advantage of. So it's not bad, but it's just not good either. Pure water type ain't helping much either. That being said, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 anyway. Like I said, I'm being generous because I like turtles. Turtles are awesome. So, 7 out of 10, buddy. So have you ever had deja vu before? The feeling that you've heard something before in your life and then you hear it in the present? Well, you have now because we're talking about the starters and they're all found in the same place. In red and blue and green over in Japan and fire red and leaf green, you get a Squirtle from Professor Oak or you don't get one at all. In Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, Squirtles can be found in the wild in a couple of places. I'm not going to put that up because that's not the game that most people play when it comes to Pokemon Generation 1 versions and things like that. But if you're curious, you can always look it up. And in Pokemon Yellow, you can get them from an Officer Jenny in Viridian City who has found one and will give it to you as soon as you defeat Lieutenant Surge. So they're basically just not capturable in any games, and that would hurt them if they weren't given for free and weren't as reliable as they are. But because of that, it just doesn't hurt them up that much. Um, Squirtle is strong against Gym 1, 7, and 8. It is weak to Gyms 3 and 4 and is resisted by Gym 2. So it's kind of the middle ground of the starters. Not as advantageous as Bulbasaur, not as bad as Charmander. So if we take both of our judgments together and add them up, we get a 9 and a 7 added together to make a 16 out of 20. This is the same as Charizard's, which seems fair since both are relatively as popular as one another. Blastoise is a bit of a weirdo. It has a whole bunch of aura, but no lore and basically no competitive presence to back it up. It reminds me a lot of Mihawk for anybody who's a One Piece fan, although Mihawk actually does do stuff. I'm not trying to say he doesn't. I'm just saying there's not a lot to him quite yet, and people love to glaze him. But I know that the second I post this video, Oda's going to release an entire Mihawk chapter where he's the greatest thing in the world. That's just how Oda is. He's like a prophet when it comes to calling people out. Thank you all so much for your time. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you don't mind. Leave a comment if you want to talk about Squirtle, Wartortle, or Blastoise and what you like about them and the Pokemon community. I'm trying to make a respectful space for people who can just come and chill and enjoy things. Let your family know that you love them, whatever that family may be. Stay safe out there in this just absolutely insane world we're all forced to live in right now. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.